Picked the wrong week to give up sniffing glue, you know?
My very astute co-judges and I have chosen an outstanding winner, and that is Shuggie Bain by Douglas Stuart.
There it is. Thank you very much, Margaret Busby, Chair of the Judge. The winner of the 2020 Booker Prize is Douglas Stuart for Shuggie Bain. Douglas, I know you're looking absolutely shocked there. Let me just invite you just to say a few words, a speech.
Sorry, I'm absolutely stunned. I didn't expect that at all. I'd like to, first of all, just thank my mother. I think I've been clear that my mother is in every page of this book, and without her, I wouldn't be here and my work wouldn't be here. I would like to thank my fellow finalists. It's been such a pleasure and an honor to be in your company, and I can't wait to give you all a hug. Thank you to the Booker judges for recognizing Shuggie Bain. I know I'm only the second Scottish book in 50 years to have won, and that means I think a lot for regional voices, for working class stories, and so thank you. Thank you to the people of Scotland, especially Glaswegians, whose empathy and humour and love and struggle are in every word of this book.
So I know we spoke on Front Row a couple of weeks ago, and you were telling me about how personal this book is. It's a work of fiction, obviously, but there are autobiographical elements. Just tell us something about what it has meant for you to write this book, to express this story.
Yeah, I grew up in Glasgow in the 1980s, which was an incredibly tough time for a lot of people there, and my mother unfortunately suffered with addiction and didn't survive that addiction. She died when I was still a child, and so for 30 years I've carried an awful lot of sort of loss and love and pain, and I wanted really just to tell the story of what it was like to grow up queer in Glasgow, to grow up with a parent who you loved but you couldn't save, and Shuggie is a work of fiction. It is. But writing the book was incredibly healing for me. I think men from the west coast of Scotland are not ever expected to be able to express their feelings or their finer feelings. And so art is a great receptacle for that. And to be able to connect with people and to ask for empathy from readers, and they've really given it, has been just hugely cathartic.
But in the end, our choice unanimously fell on Arundhati Roy's The God of Small Things.
So Arundhati Roy has won the 1997 Booker Prize, and probably an extremely popular choice with the reading public, because it's, out of all the shortlisted winners, probably the best known to those who buy books, already an international bestseller. There she is, mounting the podium to accept her prize.
First, take a chair. Well done. Say hello to Gillian and then say a few words.
Gosh, sorry, unlike one of the children in my book, had actually learned to control my hopes, and I haven't prepared a speech. I don't know what to say, but thank you. First of all, to my husband, Pradeep Krishan, without whom this book wouldn't have been this book. To David Godwin, thank you for everything. And thank you, Stuart, thank you, Philip, thank you, Jeff. Thank you, all my readers who've written to me some of the most beautiful letters I've ever read. And really, I can't say any more. Thank you.
That's very well done. I was going to ask you what this prize meant to you, because I can see what it means to you, because you're obviously very, very emotional. You're already an international bestseller. Is this important?
It is. Well, it's just that, you know, as the days go by, you just get so wound up. And it's personally very important to me, but I do think that it is still, you know, the judgment of 5 people, and if there had been other judges, it could have been another book. And this is I don't think that it means my book is a better book than another book. It's just a luckier book.
The winner of the 2003 Man Booker Prize for Fiction is DBC Pierre for Burn and God Little.
As Lloyd Bridges famously said, I think I picked the wrong week to give up sniffing glue. You know? I won't waste your time. I know I've got 15 minutes of allotted fame, but this will be quicker than that. Just to thank all these doorways that I've passed through in the meantime, and I have to thank my folks. My mum is here tonight. To say she and the rest of my family planted the idea that I could do anything, and I just want to apologize for taking it so literally up to now. Yeah? Call this day one, if you like.
Welcome to the Guildhall in London, where the winner of the 40th Man Booker Prize for Fiction has just been announced, and it's the first time author Aravind Adiga with his novel The White Tiger. Aravind, many congratulations.
Thank
you dedicated this book to New Delhi, a city of extremes.
Yes, I lived in Delhi when I wrote this book, and it comes out of my time there. It's a city I love, and I think it's the city that's going to determine India's future and the future of a large part of the world. So it's a book about Delhi, and so I dedicate it to the people who made it happen.
But it's also a satire on the extremes that India is. It's still very much a product of the caste system. There's extreme richness and extreme poverty.
Well, yeah, India does have an extreme divide between the rich and the poor. But it's the book isn't really a social commentary. It's a novel. It's an attempt to dramatize this and get it into literature. And really, it's meant to be a fun book and to engage its readers.
Yes, the chairman of the judges, Michael Portillo, called it an angry book. I didn't think it was an angry book. Is it an angry book?
Well, it can be read that way, and there is anger in it. But I hope it's a more complex book than something that can be characterized as just an angry book.
But you say it's not a social history or a contemporary social novel, but in fact it comes at an extraordinary time, because in the book you say, or one of your protagonists says, the time for brown and yellow is here, and the white man who's abused himself and abused every other person, his time is past, and of course here we are in the midst of an extraordinary catapulting financial crisis.
Well, that's right. India and China have now come into their own, and the fiction that comes out of these countries should reflect that fact. What that means is writers from those countries need to be more critical and more harsh in looking at those countries, because they no longer need protection. And as they step out into the world stage and begin to potentially rule the world, it
then
becomes
they've got
more
to
important.
Take the blows as
well, exactly.
It's been a profound honor to be on the same shortlist with my new friends, Paul, Emily, Mohsen, Fiona, and Ali. In each of your books, I found a wonderful soul, uniquely embodied in refined prose. I will never forget the gift of being here beside you. I want to thank the Man Booker Prize, the chair, and the prize judges for their incredibly hard work. I'd also like to thank all the critics who wrote about the book, all of them, and also especially all of the booksellers who sold it. When I had about the first third of the book written, I got a little freaked out by reading what I had written. And I thought, well, this has been a lot of fun up till now. I wonder if any other human being could actually understand it. So as I often do in a crisis, I turned to my wife, who on a Post-it note after reading that first third wrote me something so generous that it will stay a secret forever, but gave me the confidence to go on. So thank you, Paula, a precious friend, visionary, artistic hero, my guide always to the higher ground, even when I have to go there kicking and screaming. Thanks also to our dear daughters, Caitlin and Elena, who've taught me through their kindness and dignity all there is to know about the deep spiritual rewards of parenting. As you might have noticed, we live in a strange time. I've noticed it. So the question at the heart of the matter, I think, is pretty simple. Do we respond to fear with exclusion and negative projection and violence, or do we take that ancient great leap of faith and do our best to respond with love? And with faith in the idea that what seems other is actually not other at all, but just us on a different day.
The Booker Prize, like British politics, is half a crusade and half a sporting event. And the book which has carried off the double laurels is The Bone People by Keri Hulme.
Keri Hulme is in America lecturing at the moment, and we've just managed to contact her in Salt Lake City on the phone. Here she is now talking to Hermione Lee.
Hello, Keri Hulme. Hello, Keri Hulme.
Keri Hulme here, yes.
Hello, congratulations on winning the 1985 Booker Prize. We're very sorry that you can't be with us tonight. Are you pleased?
You are pulling my leg, aren't you?
No, it's true. You have won the Booker Prize.
Bloody hell.
Yeah. What is, apart from bloody hell, what is your first reaction? Are you pleased that as a New Zealander?
Totally unbelievable.
Are you pleased that as a New Zealander you have won this prize?
Exceptionally pleased, because this must mean in some larger way that New Zealand literature gets a look in elsewhere than in New Zealand.
Yes, quite. Do you think that it's an extraordinary thing that you've sort of penetrated the heart of the British literary establishment in this way?
My goodness, yes. For an amateur's book that sort of was put together over a long period of time and then was published by a dedicated group of women who had, well, they published other books and hadn't sort of gone for anything as ambitious as this. It's amazing.
Your friends are here tonight, and it seems to be a book which is very much written with your friends and comes out of your relationship with the collective of workers. Is that true?
Yes. I always maintain that without Spiral Collective, without Marianne Evans and Miriama Evans and Eddie Hapati Ramsden, there wouldn't be any book.